namaste.
Pardon?
No, it's an Indian greeting. I think I'm learning more Hindi in there than I'm teaching English.
Does that mean that I better join your English class? I don't understand you when you speak Hindi.
Good idea.
No, let's stick to English.
All right, you come. My house in 10 minutes for a cup of coffee.
Now, let me see. What is Hindi for, you got yourself a deal?
Right.
No, Mrs. Sharples, and she isn't even trying.
Oh, kids don't know they're born these days. They'll be expecting old age pensions the week family allowances finish next.
Yes, but unfortunately she's not a kid. She's a woman.
What's up with her?
I wish I knew.
It's not so long since she was working all hours, godsend, and then going round looking after old folk in her spare time.
Hey, you see, this jockey reckons on a drink for himself, one for his horse and one for the track. And if he doesn't win, at least he doesn't mind losing. And I tell you, he doesn't lose very often either.
Which jockey's this?
Well, you don't think he'd tell you, do you? Bookies never give away trade secrets, mate. They don't gamble, they only bet on certainties.
All you have to do is buy yourself a form book. Who said I never bet on certainties? I seem to remember putting some money on you once, you never came past the post. Betty, set up again, will you?
Not me, Betty, thanks.
I'll tell you one thing, Dave. It doesn't matter to you. Depressions or no depressions, it's all the same to you, isn't it?
Now, don't worry me at all, darling. People with time on their hands come in and try to double their dole, don't they?
Makes you wonder why they bothered building that community centre across the road.
They get a very good education, too. The 3 R's.
Yes, we know. Reading up form, writing out slips and arithmeticing what they've lost.
What they've won. People always win with me. I'm a poor man.
Have you met Dave Smith, the working man's friend?
Not the working woman's, are you?
Hello, darling. How's my little girlfriend, then?
Or were you trying to turn into an alcoholic? None the better for your asking.
Don't tell me she set Bobby on those little green mice.
Not yet, but as I heard him ordering drinks, I think he owes it to Minnie Colwell to send her a bottle of something more wholesome and sustaining, like milk stout.
Ah, she's right. Never drink brandy on an empty stomach.
Betty, while you're at it, could I have a drink for that dear, shy, little old lady who has to go and sit with her?
Thank you very much. It's very thoughtful of you.
Oh, I'm nothing if not thoughtful.
Right, I'll walk down with you, Mrs. Sharples.
Oh, yeah, I am being looked after.
Well, you see, there's this little redhead waiting for me in the railway, and he won't do her any harm to get her a bit jealous, you know what I mean? All right, any luck?
Not my day. Asked if there was a job going as Queen. They said it had been filled.
There's always jobs for them as wants them.
Funny that, you know. Them at the Labour Exchange don't seem to agree with Mrs. Sharples. According to them, there's no going, even for them what's begging.
So they couldn't find you anything?
Like I said to Ray, he went for one job, it had been filled.
What was that, love? Lady Gravedigger?
It might well have been. Honestly, either send you traipsing miles for a job that's taken, or else to bring out a card that says, part-time sewing machinist wanted. Must be able to speak fluent Russian. Labour Exchange, a flaming joke factory.
Have you tried the newspapers?
No, that's a soul-destroying way of trying to find a job. Talk about spending your dole down at Dave's place. You spend all your dole in stamps replying to newspaper adverts.
Hey, tell you who was at the joke factory and he wasn't laughing. Jerry Booth.
No.
What?
All right then, President Nixon.
At the Labour Exchange?
Jerry Booth.
Oh, great, I found you.
What are you doing here? I thought tonight was strictly for the birds.
Yeah, well, it is. There's this gorgeous redhead just panting for me down at the railway.
And here's you here.
Yep. Lend us a fiver.
What?
Well, it's your fault, isn't it? I was going to go to the bank, but you sent me down to Smedley's instead. Look at that. 4 new pence.
And a redhead panting for you in the railway.
Yes.
Here, mate. When you finish with her, hand it over to me, will you?
Listen, mate, when I finish with them, they're no good to man or beast. Ta.
Bless you.
Come on, Father.
Thank you, Lucy, darling.
How do you know it was me? Could have been Ken Barlow's girlfriend. I've just seen her going into Chippy.
Because only you drown chips in vinegar, love.
Working late.
No, I was just knitting this pullover till somebody came in with chips.
Where was Brains going?
He's got a date with a redhead in the railway.
I know somebody who'd have been helping you. No, in fact, he'd probably been doing the work whilst you were supping pints.
Can't be Stanhope done.
Hobbies? The Harriers.
Jerry Booth. You know, I've known that fella working so hard that I've nipped out for a pint, and he's still been measuring up when I came back.
He was at the Labour.
You won?
Today, at the Labour.
Our Labour? Witherfield?
Yeah.
Jerry Booth?
Why do I have to keep repeating?
Because you are out of your tiny mind, darling. Jerry Booth went off for a very good job in the Midland.
Oh, and to get rid of Mara.
Yeah, well, that's beside the point. But he got a very good job. Hey! You know, the thought of Jerry Booth at the Labour Exchange is as daft as a little pixie cobbler mending shoes in my backyard.
All right, bet. But bet real money.
Jerry Booth. The Labour Exchange.
Have another chip.
I don't know. It's taken you longer to make that coffee than it took me to go there and back to the chippy, and there was a queue.
Right, well, this is none of your instant coffee. This is the real thing. It's percolated.
Ah, well, next time, love, I'll get a fishing net, catch some real fish, and then we might both be ready at the same time.
Right, yes, the sugar.
Oh, well, I hope it doesn't take you as long to get that as it did to make the coffee, because this fish will go cold.
When last I died, and dear, I die as oft as from thee I go, though it be but an hour ago, and lovers' hours be full eternity, I do remember that I did something say, and something did bestow. The sugar.
That was nice.
John Donne.
Did you ever write poetry?
Oh, I used to know at university, you know.
Well, you should try again. I think you'd be very good at it. You could be another John Donne.
No, no, thank you very much.
Why not?
Well, he's been dead for 300 years, and I'm here, very much alive, and these are smashing chips.
Well, that's because I fetched them. I'm very good at errands.
That's not all you're very good at, either.
Hey! You know, I think these are cold. I think I'd better go and put them
No,
in the
look, you
stove again.
sit down, get the chips inside. If you warm the chips, let the coffee get cold, and the coffee is the most important.
Your famous coffee. John Donne. You know, I think I've heard of him.
I got a book of his around somewhere.
Do you think I could borrow it? I mean, I'd like to read it.
Yeah, sure, I'll get it out for you tomorrow.
I could go on the lunch hour. Would you be home?
Not only that, I'll have a meal cooked for you. A loaf of bread, a jug of wine,
And thou beside me. Yes, I know that one. Oh, Mark, I am.
Right, all right, well, get your chips down, you know.
All I'm saying is, what does a nice piece of crackling like that want to have fish and chips with him when there's a fellow like me around? It's all very well. Do you realise that Mr. Hilton flies round the world personally greeting me in all his boarding houses?
I thought you said you wasn't rich.
Well, let's just say that as an animal lover, I earn a bit more than a school teacher.
Oh, leave her alone, Davy. So first.
All's fair?
Yeah, so we know.
Depends how you spell fair, doesn't it?
Mind you, know, when you think about it, I mean, Mr. Smith's got more right to take that Yvonne Chapel out than Ken Barlow has.
Really, Elizabeth, how do you make that out?
Well, Mr. Smith's divorced, whereas Ken Barlow is a widower.
I don't quite follow you.
No, neither do I. Go on, Chuck. I'd be interested to know.
Well, divorce is a legal separation, isn't it? But if a husband and wife died, one of the other dies, then it remains in loving memory, and I don't think it's right.
I can't believe that, Betty.
Nor can I. I don't think that Jack would want me to be a lonely old woman.
Ah, but you've got your memories to live on, haven't you, Mrs. Walker?
I suppose I have. But memories don't help you when you're not feeling too good and you'd like someone to bring you a cup of tea in bed. Memories don't help you when there are bills to pay. Memories don't help you, well, they help you on summer afternoons, Betty, but not so comforting during the long winter nights.
Give them to me, I'll chuck them in the bin.
Hey, where's mine?
Wet with Etum.
Thank you for nothing. I'll get some when I go home.
May I say my goodnight message or epilogue before I dive onto my golden four-poster? Workers of the world, unite.
You timed that rather well, Len. I'm in the chair.
Len, animal, vegetable or mineral? Got chubby cheeks, turned up nose, usually keeps to the grindstone.
Started off as an apprentice to one of our leading counsellors and ended up as a partner.
And I may add, graduated from lemonades to black and tans.
Animal, I know exactly what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to drink to it. And really, when I've finished that pint, you know, I've got a letter I'm going to drop in the Weatherfield Labour Exchange letterbox telling Jerry Booth to see me first thing in the morning.
Does Big Shot know?
Big.
Your legal partner, Mr. Raymond Langton.
At this time of night, darling, I doubt very much if Raymond's interested in anything that's going on in the yard, so we'll have to find out tomorrow, won't he? I will have that pint, then.
Yes. Fine.
I'll let us know how you get on, will you? Mr. Booth, yes. Number 8.
Excuse me, you did say Boo.
Oh, that's right. Well, that is you, Mr. Gerald Booth.
Yeah, well, that chap's in front of me.
It's not exactly for a vacancy.
Oh.
You know Mr. L. Fairclough?
Yes.
Oh, well, he just dropped a note through the letterbox.
Oh, yes.
He'd like you to call in and see him.
Oh, would he? Well, I'll do that then. I'll call in. I'll call and see him now.
Right. Mr. Featherstone, please.
How you doing, Jenny?
Oh, it was you told Len, I suppose.
Yeah, well, you didn't expect him to keep it secret, seeing did he? They all know. They didn't have time to get the banners printed with Welcome Home Son on them. The brass band needed more time, but I think you'll find they're all pleased to see you.
Well, I'll be looking in, but I have to see Len now. He wants to see me.
Oh.
Clerical work.
And clerical work to you too.
A button factory in Great Western Street. They need an invoice clerk.
Hey, you're not by any chance sending me in for the Labour Exchange Award of the Year, are you? For the person who's gone for the most jobs that have been already filmed. I mean, like yesterday could count as one.
Well, this was phoned in not half an hour ago.
Right, well, I'll go and interview him. I tell you what, if it's filled, can I claim a taxi fare back?
Hello, Mr. Fairclough.
Booth, get a brush around this yard, will you? Looks as if a Sunday school treat's been here.
Still keep the yard brush in the same place?
I'll tell you something and all. I'll bet there's muck in here that was here 9 years ago when you walked through that door.
You're looking well.
Well, you know me. Good, clean living. Keeps me young and good looking.
Shouldn't be surprised if we don't have some rain like before the day's over.
Hey, Jerry, what's all this I've heard about you? No. First things first. Come on. First thing you and me's gonna do is swig a pint.
Hey, see you in the canteen.
No, not today. I've got some shopping.
Doubt if you do much shopping. Look who's here.
Oh, there was no need to have called in, Miss Hewitt. Your future employer would have returned your card.
Well, wouldn't that have been kind of him? How did you know I was suitable?
Because, as is customary with employers, he phoned in to say that he found you so and he wished you to start.
Customary? Like yesterday, when I traipsed there and found the position filled.
Yes, well, thank you for bringing in the card. I'm glad we've been able to assist you.
Actually, I dropped the card down a grid on the way back. You see, I didn't find his job suitable. 17 quid a week, 20 girls banging away on button machines to Radio 1, and the only fella a van lad of 50, married with 6 children. Oh, no, I stand corrected. The boss is a fella, but he's 78. Tell you what, Summit, oh, you learn something new every day. There's more to buttons than just fastening them and unfastening them. They've got sizes and dimensions, like 22 dome, 45 aster, 35 marigold. Oh, it's a whole new exciting world, but it's not for me.
It was a job, Miss Hewitt.
So was yesterday's, but it was filled. Well, today's is unfilled. If the boss has got a chance to choose, I think I have as well.
Within limitations.
Well, I want someone without limitations. Now, there's an idea. Female astronaut. Do you think they'd like somebody to brew up on the next Apollo space flight? Check into it. I'll call in a couple of days.
Oh, I've changed my mind. I think I will have lunch in the canteen.
Oh, Gray, it won't take you 5 minutes to get from where you are to the yard. Because there's something I want to discuss with you, that's all. Now, not tonight. All right, then, I'll give you an idea.
I'd heard that you was married, like, and it's a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Howard.
Pleasure to meet you, Jerry.
How did you hear?
I ran into your Linda in Birmingham.
Well, she never told me. Of course, she never writes blaming letters, does she?
We haven't heard much about you, Jerry, but of course you've always been in our thoughts.
Just here on a flying visit.
Well, I'm hoping that I'll be round about for a bit, you know.
What's up?
Well, I'm out of work.
We did.
You're not on your own, love. There's thousands
Bosses have killed one half of the jobs, unions the other half.
Well, as I said, Jerry, we haven't heard much about you in the last 3 years, but we did hear that you were being successful.
Well, I was, but like a lot of other successful fellas, I came redundant. It's a rotten word, that, redundant. They shouldn't give you redundancy pay, they should give you a revolver. Well, that's how you feel.
Are you hoping to...
Oh, well, I mean, there's always hopes, isn't there? Of course, I mean, I come from round here, don't I? You see, I think that I'm a bit like you, Mrs. Tanner. Come back to where you started from and begin again, if you get a chance, like.
Are you ready?
Right, if you are. Right. Ta-ra, then.
Hey. Oh, he doesn't look a very happy man to me. Dogged by misfortune.
You know, Sheila Birtle should have married him and never gone off with that Crossley. She'd have pushed him, and that's what he wanted, pushing.
He's a born loser if ever I saw one.
Aye, and when he doesn't lose on purpose, he loses by accident. Him and Len had a race round the Red Wreck, a walking race for £5. And I remember, he lost on purpose because he was afraid of hurting Len's feelings. Nice lad. Daft.
Guess what?
No.
I tell you what, though, I've just passed them two. You know, I reckon I have done more work than all them clerks down at the Labour Exchange. Getting Jerry Booth and Len Fairclough together. Well, one day they might become another McAlpines, and all because of me. Do you think they'll have me as a secretary?
Did you know?
I'd heard, like.
Aye.
It just seems funny, looking at it.
He hasn't changed much. He'll be here in a minute. We can discuss some work for you, eh?
Well, it's about time I got a few segs back on my hands again. Right. Oh, hello, Mrs. Sharples.
Hello, lad. Nice to see you again. I heard you were back.
Well, it's nice to be back, Mrs. Sharples.
I believe you're looking for something to do to keep you out of mischief.
Well, something like.
They've built a community centre where the glad tidings was.
Well, it's about time and all.
And they made me caretaker.
Well, natural.
Well, if you're staying, I thought we might organise something to take the kids out on their bikes at weekend.
That's a good idea, Mrs. Sharples.
I've got a job for you. I was going to give it to him, but you need the work. Have you got your toolkit?
Oh, aye. Look, there's tools in there that I bought the first week I started here.
Right, well, we're short of a few racks and shelves. There's a roller towel in one of the toilets wants repairing. There's 1 or 2 doors want fixing on the cupboards.
Right.
And there are a few doorknobs missing already.
Well, I should be glad to, then, Mrs. Sharples.
Mind you won't get paid. The council won't fork out.
Well, I wouldn't expect to, not for a community centre.
But there'll be plenty of tea going, and you can start whenever you like.
Thanks. I'll do that, Mrs. Sharples.
Right, thank you.
Right, ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
You haven't changed much, have you?
Oh, look, you can't say no, can you? Not to Mrs. Sharples.
I have been saying no to her over those little jobs ever since that community centre first opened.
Hello, hello, hello. Can't smell the fatted calf being roasted anywhere. Can't even smell a cup of tea being brewed. Keeping all right, are you?
Can't complain.
Len says you've had the sack.
Redundancy.
Ah, well, what's in a word? The immortal bard said it's the same thing. He's lost his job, hasn't he?
Well, I was hoping that you might find something like...
Oh, what gave you that idea, then?
Well, Len told me to come and see him.
He knows that, Jerry. Well, what about it?
Well, when you phoned, I was in the middle of fixing a hot water system. You said something about an extraordinary general meeting.
Well, what do you say?
Well, I don't think we should discuss this in front of Mr. Booth. The business affairs of Fairclough and Langton should be discussed round a conference table, like just you and me, right?
Look, I tell you what, I'll see if I can catch up with Mrs. Sharples. I could do with a cup of tea.
I'll bet you made that lad feel as if his life had purpose.
Oh, listen, I could have done him a big favour. When one door shuts, another door opens.
You reckon it's shut then, do you?
Well, unless you've got some big contracts behind your back to surprise me in my more gloomy moments, I don't think we've got work for another pair of hands.
We can find some.
Oh, we need stronger glasses then, won't we? We've had Ogden cleaning that bench down twice in the last 7 days.
We owe him something.
We owe him nought.
You owe him
Me?
something.
What do I owe him?
Your flaming partnership, that's what you owe him.
You what? Because he walked out on you when you were stuck.
You're very good at forgetting the past, aren't you?
Oh, who cares about that past? It's the future, isn't it?
When you came crawling in
Crawling?
here... Crawling, that's what I said. When you came crawling in here years ago, I was ready to kick your teeth in. I bet you've forgotten why and all, haven't you?
I do have certain vague memories, yes.
Who was it who begged me to take you on? Who was it?
Oh, well, now let me see. Jerry Booth.
That's right. Jerry Flaming Booth. You wouldn't be anywhere but for him.
Now, you hold on. I don't know what Jerry Booth said to you then, mate. But I do know he didn't get you to take me on because I'm the lovable little fella that I am. He got you to take me on because he knew and you knew that I was a damn good workman. And at that time, mate, you needed a damn good workman.
Could it be that you're afraid that I might want that sign changing again to Fairclough and Booth?
Oh, yes, it could be that. Mind you, it'll cost you more than the signwriter's bill to get that changed. We're partners.
I could buy you out.
Now, you get this, Len. I've worked hard for what I've got, and I'm hanging on to it. And you can think what you like. But you know what you've not thought about? Is that I recognise a good workman in Jerry Booth. Oh, yes, fair enough, he's a good workman.
Go and tell him that.
And I'll tell you somewhat else, mate. He's not a councillor. He doesn't spend his days going round gasworks in Amsterdam. I might want to see Langton and Booth on that sign. You think about that, mate.
Oh. Right, you ready then?
Just about.
Come on then, I'll take you back when we have some Arabic delicacies.
It's probably Lancashire hot pot. Well, nice to have met you.
Promise to see you more often.
Over my dead body.
That can be arranged.
All right, see ya.
Cracky, I've got to go. I've got a fella coming for his car.
That'll be over my dead body. It's your shout.
Oh, you twisted my arm, Dave. Say him again, please, Betty.
Would you mind not keeping my husband from his work?
Would you just stay out of it? He knows what he's doing.
Well, if I do, I'm the only one round here who does.
A well-matched pair, wouldn't you say?
You know my views, don't you? A man oughtn't to get married, you know, with a wife waiting up in heaven for him.
No, I think you're a well-matched pair, don't you, love?
Well, I'm not a betting man.
You know, we've heard.
But if I was, I would lay money that nothing will come of that.
Oh, stick to your GGs, Dave.
Dave, I'll have a bet with you. £1. Wedding bells in the near future.
All right, you're on. And you say I never give you tips. Well, here's a couple for you. In the 2:30, there's Cupid's arrow, and in the 3:30 tomorrow, there's Plumber's mate.
Right, come on then. Oh, dear. Fuck me there. It should be bubbling away on the stove.
Well, I hope so. I haven't got much time. We shouldn't have stopped for that drink.
Nonsense, clear your palate.
That Arabic delicacy of yours.
I got a confession to make. It is Lancashire hot pot.
I'm a mind reader.
Made from a secret recipe given to me by Minnie Colwell.
Oh, yes.
Mind you, it could have been Arabic hot pot, only Maggie Clegg had run out of cam. That's camel meat, one of her big sellers.
Well, never mind. Come and meet another time, yeah?
Yes, next time we're on the beach at Blackpool, I think sitting on the sands is the right place to eat camel meat, isn't it? Oh, by the way, I'm thinking of going up to Glasgow this weekend to see the kids.
Good idea.
And I was wondering if you'd like to come along, as if you could get the time off.
Time off?
Yeah. I'm sure you'd enjoy it. You know, I don't think anybody's lived until they've crossed on the ferry from Gurrock to Dunoon. You know, I can remember once going up there with Val and the kids. Great day. I remember them stuffing themselves with ice cream and lemonade.
I'm sorry, Ken. I'm really not hungry. Look, Ken. I'm Yvonne Chappell. Nobody else. I'm not a substitute. I'm sorry, Ken, but I think you ought to decide what it is you want from me and then let me know, so that I can decide if we ought to carry on seeing each other. I'm sorry about the food.